Hi, I'm Kaiden Johnson, 91 from Growing Up Garage, and today we're going to teach all you kids out there about tires. What comes on tires is mini doors, forklifts, bikes, go-karts, and regular cars, and monster trucks, and other stuff. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to put air in tires with this tire pressure gauge. So let's start doing that. So I got my mini dwarf here. Now let's practice putting airs in the tire. So luckily this has a gauge in it, so then I can see how much air I'm putting in the tire.
Alright guys, so like he said, this is a tire pressure gauge and there's numbers on there. That numbers are going to tell us how much air we want in there. So for instance, on this front tire, we may want like 12 pounds of air in it. So we're going to make sure we press that on the valve stem really good. And now we're going to go ahead and fill this up. And you can see now that it's going up on the needle as we're putting more air in there. So now we have 20 pounds. So that may be too much air, so we can press this button on the side and it's going to actually let the air go out of the tire. So now we can have less air in it. So you can see now that it's going down on there, so we're going to have less than 20 pounds. So if we want 20 pounds of air, we can press it a little bit. Oh. And now we're at 20 pounds, so we're good on our tire pressure. Now every tire, depending on the size of the tire, it may take more air or less air than what we have on here. And you can see you could put 90, 100 pounds of air pressure in there, and we don't have any tires that need that much air pressure, but I think I know a place where we could go find some tires that need a lot of air. What do you think?
Yeah. Come on guys, let's get in the van. Check out the forklift. It has tires, but there's no place to put the air in. So it's solid rubber. Look how big the tires are on my dad's van. Let's go see if the tire shop is even more bigger tires. Let's go.
Wow, they have all kinds of different tires here, Kaiden. Look, it's from really little tires. Look.
Those are like forklift tires.
They are. These ones don't have air in them. Wow, feel how heavy they are too.
A lot.
Can you lift it up?
No, and they're so small.
That's such a heavy tire and it's so little. What do you think? Look at those tires. Look how big they are. Look at this tire.
They're like a monster truck tire.
It does look like a monster truck tire, huh? Stand next to it. It's almost bigger than you and it's on its side. That's crazy. You think you can fit this on your mini dwarf?
No.
No? You don't think so?
It would just crush it and then it wouldn't even drive.
Oh man. Well, let's go find Toby and let's learn all about tires today, all right?
Yeah. So we found Toby and Toby's going to teach us all about tires.
That is right. He is going to teach us all about tires, and we have the man right here, and he set up all kinds of different tires for us right here. So Toby, you have all kinds of tires. Of course, we want to see the big one back there, but let's go check out the smallest tire that you have in this lineup and tell us, what is that for?
Pretty much from the smallest wheelchair tires to the biggest earth mover tires we deal with. We didn't have a wheelchair tire this morning, we just crushed it, but this is your typical industrial forklift tire that works in the warehouse, that gets all the products that we need, from toothpaste to clothing to shoes. It goes on those forklifts, that's a necessity. And these things right here, it's all solid rubber, okay? And it takes all the weight, and pretty much you wear it all the way down to the steel. Okay, I'll tell you a little more about it in the recycling side later about it, because you get two products out of this.
And what's crazy about this tire is how heavy it is. Kaiden, can you lift that? Let's see if you can lift it. Oh, barely. Oh, look at those muscles. You're so strong. Yeah, one-handed even. Look at those muscles showing off for all the girls watching, huh? Ah! All right, so show them really how strong you are. So now we have another forklift tire. Oh, geez, I don't know. Can you lift that one? No, that one's way too heavy.
You'll get there.
Next year. All right. So we have a bigger forklift tire. Now, Kaiden, what is this tire for?
A motorcycle.
A motorcycle?
And then the one on the bottom is quad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We know all of you have motorcycles and quads, huh? We love to ride. All right, so then what about the next tire you got there? What is that? You don't know? Maybe we got to go to the professional.
It's a tire for the van.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so this is a big tire, that same kind of tires like what we have, except this isn't a Toyo, this is a Nitto. So kind of made by the same people, right?
Yeah.
Yep, pretty cool. Now look at the one behind you is almost as big as you.
Yeah.
So now Toby, what would something like this, what would this go on?
This is more of a military tire right here.
Okay.
This goes on all the bigger 2.5 ton military trucks, bigger than the Hummers. That's what these are made specifically for. But if you want to see here, these tires go on the 5-tonners. So whenever you see the Army convoys going down the road on the freeway, 1, you always salute them. 2, that's what they use right there. The way these are built is they're built specifically for the military, where they have a ring, if you could see inside of it. So during time at war or something happens and they shoot that tire out, that thing could roll almost 200 miles to get back to safety.
Oh, so the whole solid ring is actually going to go inside the tire.
Correct.
Wow, that is pretty cool. So then that way they can get shot at a whole bunch.
Exactly, and nothing will happen there.
All right, ready? Climb up there, Mount. Whoa! You see the ring? See, the ring is in the tire. Should we put you in there? No! We're putting him in there! Ah! All right, Kaiden doesn't want to go in the tire. I think you might be able to fit in this tire. In fact, I think I could almost fit in that tire. What do you think?
I think maybe. I think another tire would fit in that, like 5 tires could fit in there.
I think you're right. I think you could how many of these little tires do you think you could fit in there?
20.
20? I think we could fit even more than that. And I wish
30,000.
I still wish we had comments, because then you could comment below and say how many tires you think we could fit in there, but we don't have that anymore. Are you a bat? What are you? Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm cool.
You're crazy. All right. So this tire is ginormous. Stand over here. Look at this. I think you could, no.
No.
Look,
No.
just sit down.
No.
Just sit. Oh, you're gonna fall. All right, now just sit there. Look at that.
Take that picture, kiddo.
Look.
You're older.
Look, just sit, relax. All right, there you go. Look up,
Look at the camera.
Oh, why are you so scared?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Hold on, is the boogeyman down there? No.
No.
Not today.
He's not there. He's hanging up. We saw him in the other place. So this tire is ginormous. What would this go on?
Stuff like this goes on construction equipment, infrastructure equipment, like the scrapers you see on construction sites. Whenever you see these big old caterpillars, this is the stuff that's in there.
Wow.
So this is the vital stuff that builds all your dams and all your good houses and your freeways and stuff. This is very important for the quality of life we have out here.
So look how thick this is. This is as thick as like my hand sitting on there. That is really thick. Now,
It fits my hand.
it does. So I want to know, how much does a tire like this cost?
A tire like this one right here will weigh about 3,500 pounds. This tire brand new will run you about $17,000 to $22,000. It all just depends on the market. These tires ain't the kind where you could go to Discount Tire and just, oh, I want this one. These are specialties, so it's a matter of who has it. And sometimes when there's not a lot of them, the stock goes up on these things. Sometimes they'll go for $25,000 this side. Sometimes they'll go for $17,000 when there's a bunch
Which
of them.
is crazy, because sometimes, I mean, you can even buy a whole car for the cost of one of these tires. Kaiden, how many mini dwarfs could you buy with the cost of one of these tires? Quite a few, huh?
I think I could buy maybe 30.
30. So, as he gets older, the math will get better. But yeah, I mean, we're right there,
Well, if I have any sons, then I would buy all of them and just make my sons race.
You'd make your sons race. Hey, I like that. I like where we're going with that.
Boy.
So you have all kinds of cool stuff around here. Let's go check out some more tires.
Sure, no problem, man. Pretty much We got semi tires here. We got the military tires here. If you come over here, we have some agriculture stuff that we have right here. This goes out to the Imperial Valley. What else? That's all forklift industrial stuff right here. Any tire made, we specialize in. Here's the little walls that we make right here. San Diego County, every square inch makes a difference, so we find everything for it. Let me see, what else?
So also, I know we have a big motorhome. Do you guys also have motorhome tires?
Yeah, the motorhome tires as well.
What do those look like?
Motorhome tires look exactly like those right there.
Wow.
Pretty much that's the standard motorhome tire size right there. Most of the motorhomes, they always get them like highway. That's more of a traction design. I think if you built a motorhome that big, you'd probably put these in the back.
Heck yeah, what do you think? Should we lift our motorhome and put something like that on there?
Yeah!
Yeah, would that be cool? All right.
Like the Earth Roamers.
Yeah,
Heck
there
yeah.
you go.
But,
So not only do you guys sell tires, but a big part of your business is also recycling tires, which is really important in this day and age as we're trying to reduce our carbon footprint. And none of you kids are going to even care about that, but for all of you adults watching, you may. So let's check out what you guys are doing as far as on the recycling side of tires.
Sure, no problem. No problem at all. When we say we're a recycling company, we do everything with the tire. A lot of the times these tires right here will get a nick on the sidewall. Most people the standard of our industry is we throw it away and it goes in the trash, even though the tire's specifically good. Brand new sometimes, okay, but we fix them here. But the ones that are just not fixable, we'll turn around right here with these machines, which are made out in good old USA right here. And what we do is with this machine right here, we throw the tire in, and then once we throw it in, it goes in there, it pushes it, it'll cut it. Once it cuts the sidewalls out, 2 of them, and then you get the tread, which is this. So once we get the sidewalls go right there, and they go to Canada to the farmers, and then we'll get this right here, and then, excuse me, mijo? Excuse me real quick. We'll get something like this, and then what we'll do, slice right through it. After you do that, you cut them in pieces like this, in 3 parts right there, and that'll go straight to the landfill, or we'll use it for shredding it for infrastructure based stuff like that. The rings, we send them to Canada to farmers. They use them as silage, so nothing gets thrown away whatsoever. It's either used for a second use or infrastructure, or we'll find something to do with it. The smaller car tires there, we'll make them into blocks.
Let's go check out those, Kaiden.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a
8x4
lot of
block.
tires.
See that? This is an 8x4 block, which consists of about 2,000 pounds, which is a ton. And you can stack them 3 high. And people out in Arizona, what they're starting to do with this is they'll make their perimeters of their ranch with these. You know what I mean? Out in the middle of the desert, they don't have to put blocks or hay or anything like that. They won't blow over. And I actually sell a lot of these out there in Arizona. I pretty much give it to them for nothing. It gets it out of my hands and it's used for something else.
That's pretty cool. Now, how do you get these things in these big old compacted how do you compact these like this?
Let's show it.
Let's go see.
Pretty much what we do with these are all miscellaneous tires, which people just dump them in the landfill and it takes up a bunch of space, a bunch of good resource space. So what we'll do is we'll put all these tires, which are classified as miscellaneous too, and then what Frankie will do right here, put them all in by hand, lock it up at a safety, and then just back. That's a 200-ton ram that'll just compress it all the way down. And it'll press it down. Once we press it down, all the way down, it's got some forks that'll stop it, and we'll keep throwing more, and it compresses it to where that you saw that 4x8 block. It's about 200 tons. This will take about 300 tires in a little 4x8 block area, which that saves a lot. We get to use it for other resources as walls. We sell some of this stuff to the Middle East where they turn around and use as infrastructure beds for roadsides. Bunch of good stuff you do with it, you know, pretty much. Right, kiddo?
Yeah.
All right, I love it.
Lots of motorcycle tires and quad tires. All right, so what's really cool is this is the tire, but you know what? This is the same tire. The only thing they've done now is they've regrouped this tire so that you can still continue to use it. Otherwise, this tire would be no good and wind up in the trash. So it's really prolonging its life, which is great. We love to see that. That's really cool. And then this is gonna go on this awesome tow truck right here. And you can see right now, this isn't gonna go very far because we've got its tires. It can't go anywhere without its tires. All right, guys, so now we have this giant tire. So Toby, what is this tire for?
This is a semi-truck tires.
Okay.
All the stuff that you see out there, all the truckers, this is pretty much the standard size.
Okay.
Which is the 11-22.5, the standard size of the industry that goes on all the semis, all the stuff that delivers everything to our house, all our household goods. And this is probably the most industrial size in the country that's used. They're a dime a dozen, but what happens every day is people always hit the sidewalls or get road debris and stuff like that. So this is a perfect example right here of everyday America, where everyday in the world, where good tires for little nicks go in the trash, and it takes resource. And remember, it takes a lot of rubber to make these tires, especially those big earth mover tires, which takes a lot of resource. A lot of it comes from Southeast Asia, the rubber trees. So every time you see a brand new tire like that, you look at the resources it takes. So what we developed, a process where that's normal sidewall. And everybody knows in the sidewall patches don't hold because of the flexibility there. What we did is pretty much welding rubber to rubber. So we'll go in there, skive it out, and right here, a sidewall of a tire is a skeletal radial system, which is steel belts. Well, all it does is just pierce it, damages the belts. We skive it, clean up the belts, we'll take one belt out, and we'll put a patch on the inside. We'll put rubber on the outside. There's a certain process, as easy as it sounds. Once we put the patch on the inside, skive it, clean it, put the raw rubber on the outside, then we'll turn around and put it on machines like these. It applies pressure with heat. And when you do that, it'll put the pressure of the patch from the inside with this, which is hot right now, and it locks it up, it isolates the heat, and it'll literally just fuse the rubber to rubber. So that's why the patch will hold, because it's not, you know, it's welded on literally, so it can flex with it. And that's what vulcanization is. So you do it with cars, which we don't. In Europe they do. I specialize on semis, off-road racing truck tires, because those things are expensive, those off-road BFGs. But the specialty is the big earth mover tires, because that really saves, you know, a family, especially when it's a family-owned construction company. You know, when somebody takes a sidewall hit trucking company, they'll say, hey man, that's a $300 tire. Oh well. But when it's a $7, $10, $20, $30, $40,000 tire and it hits a sidewall, I guarantee you, man, it ruins the owner's day, you know. So what we go in there, we do a certain process with family-owned companies where we'll go get their tire, we'll lend them one of our tires, and we'll fix it and put it back on. So it saves them a ton of money. And very importantly, with those big Caterpillars, the rear axles are so intricate where they have to match. So a lot of the times when it's halfway, you think you have a bad day having to buy a $20,000 tire. Well, you got to buy two to match. So now your bill's $40,000. So if we could come in here and say, hey, we'll fix your tire for, you know, 10% of that, we're your hero. And you know what? We're happy to do it. Puts our kids through college, you know. So that's pretty much what this is. So for example, you see this before, okay? This is the after, right there. That was a sidewall right there. And it's fused, you can't even really see the difference. And if you see the patch, oh, this is even a spot repair, so it was nothing, but even the patch will go in clean. And right here, it saves people's day. This creates a used tire market, which when times are bad, people don't have to buy a $400 tire. I'll sell it to them in $1.25, and they are happy as a clam. Everybody wins. The environment wins, our customers win, we win. Like literally everybody wins by this process, you know?
That's pretty cool. That tire's almost as big. Can you crawl through that one? Go for it. Yeah, he made it. All right. What do you think of all these tires, bud? It's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
So we should probably head back to the shop now. Let's finish working on your car. But that's it. Should we teach them anything else about tires?
I think that's it.
So
for
what
today.
do we do then? If that's the end of the video, what do we do?
Make sure you guys subscribe to Growing Up Garage and give me a big thumbs up and hit that bell. And we'll see you guys later.